Welcome to episode 83. We made it, man. The future's feeling bright today. You know, got to put on the shades. I had to put on the Ray-Bans, you know. So the thing is with these Ray-Bans that I'm wearing right now, I let my buddy Rob, shout out to Rob, you know, have them for a while. They were in his car, and they were in the passenger side car for a while, you know, on the side of the car, you know, where you sit when you're not driving and you don't want to sit in the back. And I let them sit there, and, you know, eventually, you know, they started getting scratched up. You know, some people started wearing them, which is cool. Maybe Rob started wearing them. But, you know, the crevice of the seat, you know, it's not the most cleanly place in the car. And, you know, I personally, for mine too, it's the same way. But you know what? I got the glasses back, you know, a couple years ago. And they're scratchy a little bit. And that's okay, because you know what? It kind of gives an authentic look. Kind of gives me, you know, makes me remember, you know, hey, someone else was using those glasses too, and I cleaned them, and they look good, you know. I think they look good with the fit. I think they look good on the podcast. I think with the, you know, the lights and stuff, it makes me have like a little light pupil, you know. But anyways, you know, today is actually April 16th, one day after my brother's birthday. Shout out to Luke. April 16th, 2021. This is episode 83. And thank you guys so much for being here. Let's jump right in for a little bit of ETG.
Yeah.
And get this episode rolling. All right.
I don't understand why they coming with their hands out. Little bitch, put your hands down. Now they come around, cause I'm the talk of the whole town. I remember I was so down. Now I'm selling out, whole crowds, hoes all around me. Money make them honeys wanna have your babies. Gotta keep my head up, no condoms. Vibing to this moment, I focus on my problems. Can't say I'm back, cause I never left. Can't explain the way I feel, I know I'm about to flex. Who gon' be my record deal? Y'all was sitting on the bench. I was playing in the field, shooting to kill, Hollywood Hills. Show me where the love goes.
Shawty got me trippin'.
Now I'm riding solo.
Shawty got me sippin'.
I don't understand hoes.
Got me in my feelings.
I'm gonna be okay though.
Yeah, the thing is with ETG, I'm always going to listen every time. But anyways, thanks guys for listening. You know, the thing is, I just really am happy to be back. It's been about 2 weeks since I've seen you guys, probably about 2 weeks. I was actually in New York. So about that, you know, I'll just jump right into it. You know, I went on the plane and I wanted to splurge a little bit. And so I've been looking at credit cards, you know, adulting, you know, and kind of figuring out how I'm going to start building my credit other than my car payment. So I applied for a credit card, you know, United Airlines, and United Airlines is like a C- if I were to give it a grade, to be honest with you. And I applied for it, and they gave me a discount on upgrading my seat to first class. And I've never been on first class before, but I got my stimulus check, and I decided what better way to dumbly spend my money than get a first class ticket. So I got a first class ticket. It was like $90 upgrade. You know, usually it's a pretty big upgrade, but I was like, $90, cool. You know, I've never done it before. So when you're flying first class, you get some benefits. For those of you who don't know, on a plane, there's first class in the very first part of the plane, then there's business, economy, and then there's economy. So there's like 3 sections, and first class is in the very front of the plane. And they have more leg room. You get served first. That's about it. And it's like a status thing, like, oh, I flew first class. So basically, I get on the plane, and I got to board kind of first, but I decided to wait because, yeah, you could be the first one that gets in first class, but then everyone sees you and they're kind of glaring at you. So I waited, I was like the last person. Then I got on. But I think airlines like to go from front or back to front now. But I was just like, I'm waiting until the last part to board. So I'm sitting there, you know, in Seattle, and everyone's got their masks on, of course. And I sit down, and there's still a lot of people behind me. I didn't wait long enough. There's probably still 30 people coming in. And, people are walking, and I go through the terminal. I sit down. I'm like, wow, this is it. I'm in first class. Cool. And then this elder lady sits down next to me, probably 90 years old, and didn't say a word to her the whole flight, and she didn't say a word to me. So, we had her, we were focused on the flight. And, moments later, some lady walks in, pulls her mask down, and says, do we have to wear our masks on the airplane? And the stewardess or the flight attendant was like, yeah, it's a federal law. You have to wear your mask. And the lady's like, I'm vaccinated. And the lady, yeah, we know, but you still have to wear your mask. I really have to wear my mask on a fucking plane? Me? When I'm vaccinated, I don't have any symptoms, and you're going to make me wear it on a plane with all these people? And the flight attendant's like, yeah, you're going to have to wear the mask, lady. I'm sorry, but I'm vaccinated. Ugh. Took her bag, went back to, wherever she's sitting. But I'm vaccinated, she says. Maybe she's future thinking, and like maybe when you are vaccinated, you won't have to start doing those things in the near future. But right now, lady, I feel like you can get away with wearing your mask, with not wearing your mask outside. Maybe if you're going for a walk with your dog, maybe in your neighborhood cul-de-sac, but not on an airplane. I feel like that should be the one place that you would want to wear your mask. It's like recycled air. Everyone's breathing. It's gross. Someone always gets sick after a plane ride anyway. So what's the big deal? The mask is technically saving other people and yourself, I believe. But I think it's more so other people if you're sick. And I think her logic was, well, I'm sick, or I'm not sick, so why should I have to wear this mask? And threw an actual temper tantrum about it for wearing just a little paper mask. And it's not that big of a deal. So, I'm sitting there in first class. I'm like, wow, I get to, I didn't have to hear her bitch about it, because, if I was back there, I would have definitely had to hear like a lot more moaning, groaning. And I did hear her walk farther down and start giving another flight attendant crap, but I just tuned her out. I was like, you know what? I don't need to listen to this. So I just stopped listening. So, the plane starts, and you're in first class. They give you a drink first. I didn't really want anything. I just wanted a water. So, on first class, the flight's still the same amount of time. And it's still annoying being in the air. Your ears are still going to pop. You are still going to check the flight tracker above you, or you're going to look at the time, and it's still going to be only 1 hour past. And that's just how flying is. Flying is slow to yourself. When you're up there, you think it's slower than it is. And being in first class doesn't speed that up. So I did get to recline my chair a lot more than I would be able to in the other ones. And that was a nice perk. I think that's probably the best perk of anything, is the allowing yourself to lean back and fall asleep easier. But I'm not the tallest guy in the world, so, like when I'm in the other seats, like it doesn't really bother me too much, but it still is annoying and restrictive. So first class definitely didn't have that. And, so I was, and then I got to my connecting flight, and I had free first class, because the last connecting flight was only like 45 minutes, so they just threw it in. And I was in Chicago going to Buffalo, and maybe it was an hour flight, and I wanted to get Chicago-style pizza, so I went to like this little bar in the airport, and it was the only place that served food. And I was like, hey, can I get a pizza? And I thought it was going to be Chicago style, but it was just a regular pizza, but it was still pretty good. And I get it, and I get onto the plane. It took like 30 minutes to get this pizza, and I almost like missed the gate. So I get on one of the last people in first class. I'm on this plane's a little one, so there's 2 seats on the right and 1 seat on the left, and I was on the one, like, loner seat. Super cool. I like that. And then I'm sitting there with my pizza, and I open it up because I waited to eat it on the plane. Yep, damn right I did. I'm not eating fucking Cliff Bars and fucking almonds. I got a pizza. So I opened up the pizza, and I had everybody looking at me. I had everybody looking at me like I was one space away in bingo, you know? That feeling when you're one space away in bingo, and you start talking about it with your family, people just start ripping their pages because they're pissed off. Or you got the machine that starts beeping a little early. It goes, boop, and then everyone knows you're one away. You know, the animosity, man. The animosity, or whatever word it is, you know. People be getting pissed in bingo because you're one away. You know, you got grandmas that have 8 sheets, and, you know, they think they're close with 2 away with only 5 calls, but you're 1 away with 5 calls, you know? So it's, and we're not even counting the free space. We're talking Chevron, you know? I think Chevron actually does use the free space. Hardaway bingo. Yeah, we're talking Hardaway bingo. No free spaces, you know? And that's the thing, you know, people were pissed that I had this pizza, and I started eating it, and I felt like a king. And I got off, saw my girlfriend. It was an amazing 2 weeks with her, and then I came back on just a regular economy seating, and it was okay. And it was this, you know, first class experience was definitely an experience to remember. But it started with, but I'm vaccinated. I'm vaccinated. You're really going to make me? I'm vaccinated. I just don't get it, man. Like, chill. It's like people who are Raiders fans. If you're a Raider fan, you know, you meet a Raider fan, you're going to know within the first 5 seconds. Because that Raider fan has a keychain, a lanyard, a steering wheel cover, the biggest decal you've ever seen. Probably wearing, I don't know what kind of shoes they're wearing. Probably wearing Jordans that are Raider colors with long jean shorts, a black jersey, of course, and then a Raiders hat with Oakleys. You know, that's a Raider fan to me. That's the thing. There's some things that you can know, and I do know when I see a Raiders fan somewhere, especially on a car. You know, someone says they're a Raider fan, they definitely have a sticker on their car of a Raider logo. And hey, you know, Raider fans I like the spirit, man. But they showed so much, they have so much passion and love for their team, and they still took them away from Oakland. What the heck, man? Maybe the Raider fans are excited because I know Raider fans that are from Oakland, and there's fans that are from Washington where I live. And technically Vegas is closer, and people are going to want to go to a Vegas game instead of a Oakland game, I would imagine. It's probably cheaper to fly to Vegas anyway, so maybe some people are like, oh, we can go to Vegas and then go to see a Raiders game. So, but that's pretty cool. You know, Vegas is a pretty, you know, big thing in the country that people like to go do. They like to go gamble. They like to go see shows, and they like to go to the malls. They like to go get these like IVs that make it so you're not hungover. They like to notice how I'm saying everything but going out to drink, and obviously going out to drink. And get a hotel room and never be in the hotel room, but pay $400 a night, or lose your friend on the top of a hotel, or walk across the strip when you don't even have to, when you can just take a cab. Anyway, you know, Vegas is Vegas. I went there for my cousin's wedding, and that was pretty fun, and it was a good time. It was a real good time. But yeah, if you know a Raider fan, you know, chances are you knew within 2 seconds. So I got gas before I came out to, I took a long drive. And so, you know, when you pay, some people don't have this problem because they like to pay with cash. I'll pay with my card most of the time when I go get gas, because then I don't have to go in and just slide my card in. But when I slide my card in at like the card reader at the gas station, and I type my PIN in, I definitely have not gotten my PIN right at least twice. And I swear it lets me in. You know, I've put in my PIN number in the thing, and I swear I miss it sometimes. I swear I missed a certain number. It will say my PIN was 1234, which it's not, and I pressed 1324. You know, but it still goes. He made it. You know, do you guys ever feel like you mispress the PIN machine when you're getting gas, or just at all? I feel like sometimes I don't press it, or maybe I'm so good at it that I'm just starting to convince myself that I'm not pressing it right. Like when you're taking a test and there's questions and you have 4 C's in a row, and you start looking to your left and looking to your right, and you're like, well, it's definitely not 5 C's in a row. So you change it. I had a teacher once that made a test. I wasn't in his class, but he said he did an experiment of a test that was all C. And I think he said quite a bit of people got it all right. You know, some people don't have that fear like I do to change their answer when it's already right. I used to think, like, what if, like, I had all my Scantrons in the world from every test I've ever played and put them to a song? I bet you that would be a hard Guitar Hero song. You know? Because, you know, Scantrons are A, B, C, D, E, maybe F. And, you know, you put those in a track list, and play that on Guitar Hero. I think that's the most useful things, you know, Scantrons can ever do us. If we could recycle Scantrons and make them Guitar Hero songs, I think they would serve us better. Because what has a Scantron really done for you? Well, Dom, it's gotten me into my favorite university. It's gotten me a job. It's gotten me a future. But what about 2 minutes of excitement of Guitar Hero? That's what it could bring you. You know? What has a bad Scantron test ever done for you other than made you feel like shit? What about playing that song and shredding it on Guitar Hero? Yeah. That's what a bad Scantron test, you know? It's just, I would always get really bummed out when I would see Scantrons. Like, I remember in middle school, I used to think they were really cool. Like, oh, cool, we get to put our answers on this. But they're kind of a pain. You mess one question up, say you put the answer for 4 on 5, and then you misplace it, you're going to mess up. So you got to be really careful. I think the SAT was the Scantron. Yeah, I think it was. Me, personally, didn't do too great on my SATs. And that's just how it went, you know? But nobody's perfect. And, you know, I recently was, an article was posted about the podcast, and I want to give some recognition to that. Tulalip News interviewed me a couple weeks ago about Dom Joseph Podcast and what it's about. And for everyone who listens and read the article and shared it, liked it, and commented, I just want to say thank you so much. It really means a lot that you guys were supporting in that way. Dom Joseph Podcast, we're just getting started. You know, we're still about 2 years in, and it's still just as fun as it started. It's sounding better. And if you guys are ever interested in learning more or wanting to come on the show, remember, you guys can always come on. Just give me a a story or something. Just reach out. That's where it starts with. A lot of guests I've had just starts with a conversation. I'm like, you should come on the podcast. Or if you're a little too nervous to ask, use this excuse of what I'm saying right now to reach out, because it's okay. I'm somewhat interesting, I like to believe, because if I didn't think that, I wouldn't be doing this. So I gotta believe that, right? And you are too. The person who wants to come on, they have stories, and they have laughs, and they have things that could probably make me laugh, and they could probably make things that can make me cry, mad, upset, pissed, whole bunch of things, excitement. So yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting the article, and be sure to go check that out on Tulalip News. It's going to be printed this weekend, so go get your hands on that, frame it up, Yeah, So that's a really cool accomplishment. And also, I got some other news. So this is what's going on in my life, and I try not to get too deep in here and stuff, but I got accepted to the University of Washington's master program. Woo! And I currently go to Washington State University, and that is a rival to the school. And I got to make my mind up by tomorrow about where I'm going to go. And it's a big decision, and it's something that I'm going through. And it's a very great thing to have. It's a very great decision to have. And I don't want to sound calloused, and I don't want to sound rude about bringing this up and making you guys talk about me. But for this last 30 seconds, that's what I'm going through. And go Dogs or go Cougs, man. I really enjoy Washington State University, though. It's been a really good place to me. But UW might have some fun experiences. So if you guys can't tell where I'm gonna go with that, you'll hear eventually. But yeah, that would be pretty cool to be both. Let's just say. So yeah. Let's get right back into this. So, thank you guys for listening to that, and thank you guys. Go check out that article. I will tag that episode below, or tag the article below. That's just, yeah, it was a good moment. And I've been talking to people my whole life, and conversations come up. A lot of common things that come up in conversation are often, how are you doing? What are you up to? Stuff like that. But I feel like Elon Musk comes up in every 15 conversations. And what I mean by that is I'll be talking and, oh, well, did you watch Elon Musk? Or, like, did you see what Elon Musk did? Elon Musk. Was this, like, I feel like Elon Musk gets talked about just as much as Michael Jordan did in the 90s. He's everywhere. He tweets something, somehow I see it, and I don't even follow him. Elon Musk takes a deep breath, I'm going to figure out somehow. Elon Musk feeds his kid, I know exactly what that kid had for lunch. What's up with this? Every 15 conversations I have with someone, on average, Elon Musk comes up at least 3 times. If I can go one day without hearing about Elon Musk, it will be a good day. But I still haven't had that day. I don't know why. There's a lot of people who get talked about, and they're doing good things, but sometimes I don't want to hear about Elon Musk. And maybe you guys feel that same way about how I just talked about what I'm going through. But yeah, he comes up pretty often. Pretty damn often. And I don't really know what to think about that. He's just always. Oh, and the last thing I should say is, when I was in first class, I left a water bottle on the chair, and I apologized to the flight attendant that had to pick up my water bottle, because that was lazy of me, and I actually left it in the seat thing in front of the seat. I should have just picked it up, but I had my hands full, and I had to get off and go to my next plane. But I just want to say to all my flight attendants out there, I apologize for leaving my water bottle there for you to pick up, because you didn't need to do that. I'm a grown man, and I didn't need you to do that, because the wind was pushing on the plane. It got me there quick. If you guys ever had a plane that arrived 40 minutes early, that happened to me, man. Yep. The wind was pushing. I felt like I had Appa and Aang behind me in the plane pushing me to go faster. That felt good. Most of the time you land in an airport and you're late because the wind. But the wind helped me this time. It pushed us. So that wind was pushing, dude. That wind's been curling. That wind's been bench pressing. It was ready. It was ready to push the plane. And I get freaked out when I go on planes, dude. I don't know why. It's always the takeoff. I always think we're going to take off and then swerve just into the city, which is really, really crazy for me to think that way. And statistically, flying an airplane or being on an airplane is safer than being in a car. But I still go, well, this could be it. This could be it. Just like, when you're driving with your friend who has no license. There's 2 cars being taken. And you're driving, and then you have someone, get right behind him, so the cop don't see his plates. Has that ever happened before? You're driving, so make sure you're up on his plates so they don't see his plates. They see his plates, they're going to pull him over. Hurry up. You get you're just driving, and all of a sudden, how did I not know Randy didn't have his license? I didn't know Randy had 4 DUIs. Why is he driving? Well, get up on his plates. Why is Randy driving? And then I'm swerving because I'm yelling. This wouldn't be a problem if Randy didn't drink and drive. I'll be, make sure you're up on his plates. There's a cop coming. Man, that's on Randy, bro. But I will. I'll speed up. I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm not trying to sell anyone out. I understand people get DUIs and sometimes it gets screwed a little bit, But, hey, sometimes you got to speed up a little bit to hide their license plates, That's what happens, dude. Or some people don't got tabs. That's another realistic one. A lot of people are sometimes used to driving on the res because they have no tabs. And they can get away with it, but then, occasionally they got to go up to Walmart and get, a gallon of water for their mom. Or they got to go get something for their mom or grandpa. And they got to go up to Walmart without tabs. And say you take 2 cars because you got to go to the dump. And they have a truck. So you're following the truck all the way up. And, there's a cop coming. You got to stay on their ass so they don't see their license plate. That's just how it goes, man. You got to be a team player. That's a real team player, man. If you're doing that, you're a real one. And I just want to keep saying that. So I think, but I'm vaccinated. I just keep going back to that. It's ridiculous. I just don't get it. You're going to really throw a fit because you have to wear a paper mask. I think the lady was actually mad that she had to wear a mask because her breath stank. I think that's where a lot of this mask thing comes from. A lot of people don't want to wear their masks because they don't fucking floss. That's my thought. Wearing your paper mask, man, you will smell your fucking breath. And if your breath is not on par, it's going to stink. So I'm starting to think that the people who don't have bad breath, that's it right there. If you're not wearing your mask, you have bad breath. And it's okay. But everyone knows now. That's what you're telling me. So if you're not wearing a mask in front of me when you're supposed to wear one, you got bad breath. We're close. I know you. We're family. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about random strangers I don't know that should be wearing them on the airline, plane, or in the terminal, or wherever the fuck it is, the gate. You got bad breath and you don't know how to say it. How does that feel? I don't want to wear my mask. It's because you got bad breath? No. Then just wear your mask then. What's the big deal? I can't breathe. You can't breathe through a paper mask. Well, I got allergies. It's fucking December. Well, it's April now, but. So I guess they get a little bit of an excuse there. I get nosebleeds. What does that have to do with wearing a mask? If it's that bad and you can't, where's your doctor's note, bro? Show it to them. Not me. I'm not a doctor. Show it to them. It's like the people with therapy dogs, dude. People need therapy dogs. I'm not making fun of people who need therapy dogs at all. But there's some people out there who I've gone to school with, and they get this therapy dog, and it's not even really for therapy, I think. I feel like they use it for that. I don't know. I could get canceled by saying that, so I should probably stop by right there. Some people need their therapy dogs, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But I think, that there's Pacific time zone. There's the Eastern Standard Time. There's what are the times? I know one of them's Mountain time zones. Time zones USA. Okay, so we got Central, Mountain Standard, Pacific Daylight, Alaska, and Hawaii. Okay, this is how we're gonna do I can make the daylight times way easier. We have one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, Alaska, and Hawaii. We cut a line. Yep. Mountain time just needs to join one of the sides. Let's go look at the time zones. Okay, here. So Mountain time. Mountain time is Montana. Mountain time is Wyoming, Salt Lake City, or Utah, Denver, Colorado, Phoenix. Oh. Totally just burped in the mic. I'm sorry. So Mountain time should just convert to Pacific time, and Central should just go to Eastern. We draw the line there. That's it. I don't know. Can you do that? Because then the time... No, you can't. But Mountain time is just always like, oh, yeah, I'm on Mountain time. It's like, oh, man. Like, Eastern time is like 3 hours ahead from Pacific. But Mountain time is just like 1 hour. So it's like, it's not even really a difference, I feel like. So just change it. So join Pacific, and then Central joins Eastern. That's how I think it should go. Personally. Mountain time just needs to join another time zone. Just like how I need to stop gambling. How I need to stop doing raffles. But I keep coming back. Hey, Dom, I'm making a quilt. Would you want to get a raffle ticket? Hell yeah. And me thinking I'm going to win I think I'm going to win every time, but I don't. I might as well give that $20 to someone at the casino to go out and go and lose, because I'm not winning. I haven't won a raffle. Oh my God, dude. I don't even think I've ever won a raffle that I've bought personally. So I'm done. I'm done buying them. I'm done buying them. This is also like a big thing. In some cities, there is old churches that are not demolished, and you walk around, there's an old church. Oh, cool. But on reservations and native land and stuff like that, why does that not get the same treatment as those old churches do in the middle of a city? If you guys are getting what I'm saying, I hope you guys are still with me. What I mean by this is, a lot of people like to take native land, take things from Native Americans, and do all that kind of stuff, right? But then you go to a certain city or a certain place, and like, oh, you can't tear that down because it's a church and it's a sacred place. It's a place of religion or something like that. But they have no, don't even think twice about taking land from natives, I feel like. And, obviously, when I wrote this down, I had a more educated view of it, and I thought I was going to come off a lot smarter than what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, why don't we get the same respect, like tribal burial grounds, as ancient things that people get from, like, Christianity? So what I wrote down on here is, why is it we can remove tribal burial grounds and ancient things from Native Americans, but keep churches in the middle of cities? I never understood that. What's more? Religion's religion. You can follow whatever you want. That's okay. But why are we putting one on a pedestal just because it has more people? Is that more people following it? because that's ridiculous. It's like, oh, well, the Lakers have more fans than the Orlando Magic, so we're just going to get rid of the Magic. What about all the Magic things? You know, that's in the sports world. So, I mean, just think about that, you know, like when you're walking around next time and you see like, oh, that's a church. It can't be torn down. But you'll go tear down a reservation, or you'll go tear down, you know, I don't know, man. Things don't add up. Things do not add up. Just like how an Amish baby was staring at me in the airport. And I wasn't even doing the thing where I stare down the baby and make funny faces. That's the thing. You know, when you see a baby, you're gonna look at him and just stare at him and make a funny face. Not to make him cry, but just to make him go, what? Whoa. You know? You're just like, baby's like, what the fuck? What is he doing? You know, those are the kind of faces I'm making a baby. Never to scare them, but to like what? Like confuse them. Like, whoa, he's not smiling at Mom. You know, that's the kind of faces I do to the babies. But this Amish baby is staring me down, dude. I felt like I was playing Texas Hold'em with an Amish baby at the airport. I'm looking at him. I'm kind of pissed off because I'm in security line. Nobody likes being in the security line. Somehow I'm thinking that I have weed or drugs on me when I've never even done any of that. But I still think, what if like somebody put them in my bag and I'm going to get arrested? And that's just how it is. You go on a TSA line, you automatically assume you have 15 bags of cocaine in your suitcase. You know, you're just, what if I did? What if someone planted him there? You know? So I'm sitting there and he's just like staring, not blinking. I don't think babies need to blink. I never see a baby blink. I see babies go to sleep and open their eyes. So this baby's just staring at me, and I'm making a face like I'm not in the mood, kid. I keep looking other way. She or he still staring. This kid had the bluest eyes I've ever seen. Looked like the Blue Eyes White Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! And he's just staring. And I just start staring back. And his mom and dad, they're showing their IDs to the TSA guy pulling down their mask. I'm like, you should be fucking wearing a mask, kid. You know? Do you ever look at a little baby? You're like, if I gotta wear one, you should wear one too. I'm doing this for you, you know? I'm wearing this mask so I don't get you sick. So you should be wearing one too. What if you got the virus and giving it to me? You know? I don't know. Some kids might. Some babies might have COVID. I don't think it hits them though. But you know, I'm not trying to test that theory, you know. So that was a thing. Okay. If you had to name animals certain names, what would you name them? Random animals game. I got it game. We're going to look at some random animals. Random animal generator. And we're going to list them. And we will... Oh, I think I could screen record this. And give you guys a accurate representation of what I'm doing. I love it. I love the leg. I love how it's giving me a hard time. Woo! Yes. The computer doing what I don't want it to do. Okay. I think we're recording. Okay, random animals. Okay. Click here to customize. Quantity 6. Here we go. Cow. Eugene. Gazelle. Definitely an Arnold. Groundhog. Mabel. Gerbil. Ian. Baboon. Definitely named Clyde. Ermine. Tyler. Okay, we'll do two more. A mare. Definitely looks like an Alexa. Raccoon. Priscilla. Chupacabra. Or Cabra. What's the hippo's name in Madagascar? Whatever her name is. Cow. I don't know. Musk deer. Definitely looks like a Ken. Fawn looks like it'd be named June, like the month. Okay, here we go. Last one. Silver fox. Husky. Warhog. Mongoose. Impala. Chevy. Burro, which is donkey. Chris. Shrew. Definitely looks like a old name like Abe. And Argyle. I don't know. So yeah, that's me naming random animals. That's what this has come to. We at the Dom Joseph podcast, we are so bored that we like to name random animals random names. That is what we have come to in the show. And I thank you guys for being here. But my last thing. So when you get picked up from an airport, you sit there and wait for someone to pick you up with your bags, and you're waiting, you see the cars go by. How many people do the joke where they hold their thumb out while somebody's coming to pick them up? I counted at least 5 people did it when I was at the airport waiting for my mom to pick me up. People were flying by. That's the thumb that they all get. That like goofy laugh. It's just like, they got their bags with their shades on. They're looking all cool, and then like someone comes and pulls them up. That's the laughs you get. I don't know. I'm really thankful to be here today. On episode 83, I printed out my notes today. That was kind of, I felt responsible, I guess. So I did that. I also, looks like I have 2 pages of notes, but I don't. It's really just, I do have an extra. I thought it was just, so let's do these last 3. So that was part of it. History Channel. The History Channel is just Pawn Stars now. So if you're thinking you're going to click on the History Channel, watch anything else other than Pawn Stars, you're wrong. So History Channel should just be Pawn Stars Channel. That's really what it should be. Also, if you have a girlfriend, which I do, who I love so dearly, and if she's listening, I love you. But girlfriends like movies, man. Girlfriends like watching movies, and that's just how it goes. And you got to get used to it, because movies, they're pretty cool to watch with them, especially when you guys find a good movie. Like when I find a good movie with my girlfriend, we love it. But man, girlfriends really be loving movies. And if you are a dude and you have a girlfriend, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They want to watch a movie any chance they get. And that's just how it goes. And I love that. And I just want to say thanks again. We got the shades on because the future is bright for all of us. Let's give a little prayer out there. I'm thankful that you guys are all here today. And this food that we're about to eat is blessed. And, I'm just really thankful, today. I'm really thankful we can click on Instagram today and watch the Dom Joseph podcast. I'm really thankful we could, come here together and listen, because sometimes we need these teachings, these stories. We need these things, man. We really need them. So thank you guys for being here today on April 16th, 2021. Make sure you guys fold them clothes. Make sure you guys, quit your complaining and eat a piece of fruit. Don't get scurvy. That's what pirates would get, scurvy, when they'd be on a boat for so long. They'd be traveling the seas, and all they wanted is some fruit. And sometimes that's what you need. You don't want to become scurvy, man. That's not what it's about. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Episode 83 in the books. Dom Joseph Podcast. Yep. So, see you later. Hoyt.